On the club on the beat, so twerk it, bitch.
What is up, boys and girls? Welcome back to another Black Ops 3 video, playing some demolition on what map is this? I swear I've never played this before. It must be some sort of new DLC kind of thing. Nah, I'm just kidding, guys. It is Combine, of course, because it is the most overplayed map potentially on everything apart from Ground War, because, well, you can't actually play it on Ground War. That's probably why. But yeah. Now this is actually a 100 plus gameplay, which is a bit weird because getting 100 plus kills on anything except Ground War I feel is pretty damn difficult, especially on things like demolition, because you obviously only get like 2.5 minute rounds, and if you win 2-0, you know, you win 2-0, so you'd have to take it to extra time or overtime, which we in fact actually did. But I don't know, it just feels like the game mode is a bit too small to actually get 100 pluses consistently like on Ground War, and it was actually my first 100 plus on demolition, and I think the only one to date. But not only that, but I also managed to get over a 11,000 score, which is pretty damn high. I mean, even on domination, when I capped the flag, God knows how many times, say 15, 16, defend another 20 and still get about 40 kills. I still don't actually get 10,000 plus gameplays. I get close to it at about 8,000, 9,000. But yeah, I mean, I'm not really sure how I actually got it on demolition. I suppose it's because I did get 100 kills in the end. And I wasn't really using any lethal score streaks unless you count the RCXD, which is quite strange because I wanted to actually go for nukes, but I forgot to change my score streak layout, so I kept the counter UAV, the UAV, and the obviously the HEXD as well. I don't really remember whether or not I actually came close to a nuke, so you guys will have to watch and find out. But nonetheless, I was pretty damn chuffed with the 11,000 plus score, considering I had no actual lethal kill streaks. But then again, I did get a lot of points from the UAVs and the counter UAVs, so I guess they kind of add up as well. But hey, anyway guys, I wanted to talk to you about Treyarch potentially making the team deathmatch go up to 100 points. I believe the poll has been completed and 86% of people voted for them to actually change and make it go up to 100 points as opposed to staying at 75, which obviously only 14% of people voted for. I don't really, well, I'm not too fussed really either way. I don't really play deathmatch in itself too much. I'm not a big fan. I prefer objective game modes. I mean, I am a slayer. I do love to kill whore and so on, but I think deathmatch usually does end pretty fast considering the 75 kill limit. So I think saying that, I will play it a couple more times now. They've actually upped it to 100. Obviously, it already was 100 on Ground War. I'm not too sure what they're going to do for the Ground War version of it. I can only assume they're going to make it higher as well, because obviously it would be pretty silly playing deathmatch on Ground War as opposed to just the standard version, because you obviously get 3 extra people per team on Ground War. So, you know, if they kept it the same as the normal version, it would be quite silly, and I just don't see them doing that in the end. I guess the correct question to ask would be, what actual kill cap would they put on Ground War? I'd probably think about 150 to 200. I can't really see them only upping it by 25. 125 still seems pretty low, considering, you know, obviously normal deathmatch would be 100. But then again, that's just my opinion, guys. Let me know down below what you think in regards to that. I hope first of all, I hope they actually do change it. And second of all, I hope they actually make it a worthwhile change, like I said, to about 150, maybe 200 kills. I mean, this would potentially allow us to get 100 pluses on deathmatch, which is something I think was never really possible on any other Call of Duty. We'll see how that actually pans out. I mean, it will make it a lot easier to get things like nukes and so on. Because obviously, if you think about it, you need 75 kills to win a game of deathmatch, and you know, you're on a 25-0. Chances are your team, between the other 5 of them, will have amassed close to 40 kills themselves. I mean, all it takes is less than 10 kills per member. So, you know, it really does help in fact of getting more objectives or completing more objectives, like getting nukes or getting 100 pluses and so on. Time frame wise as to when this will actually happen, I'm not too sure. I mean, all David did was post on his Twitter, well, he added a poll to it, which everyone obviously voted for, and the outcome was to increase the kill limit to 100. So we can only assume that he will actually do it, because what would have been the point of asking the people if you're not actually going to follow through with it? So time frame wise, I'd probably guess within the next actual major game update / patch. But then again, they also have a lot of things to address for then, obviously one being the VMP glitch with Overkill, which allows you to not show up on the UAV, on the haters or anything when you actually have a the VMP as your secondary weapon, which obviously is probably one of the biggest glitches in the game right now, if not the biggest, as it makes Ghost useless, it makes the suppressor useless, it makes the UAV kind of useless when you're coming up against people using it, as well as the hater. So it makes a lot of things useless in the game, and it's something they need to address as soon as possible. I'm not gonna lie, I've used it myself. But I was also a massive fan of using suppressors up until the glitch was, well, found out. So I kind of want them to patch it so that I can go back to using suppressors, because I don't know, I just feel more comfortable playing with a suppressor. It's what I've done on pretty much all Call of Duties. Even if I don't use a suppressor as often as I would have in the past, you know, it's still nice to patch this thing, because a lot of people will abuse it and do abuse it. Other than that, you know, I mean, they still haven't brought Exodus back into the game, at least not for us in the UK. I'm not too sure about those outside of it. I know the Americans didn't really have that many problems with it. But either way, it was one of my favourite maps, especially on Ground War, and it's sad that we actually can't get to play it, because now it kind of seems that all Ground War games are either Breach, Hunted or Infection, which is just quite annoying, because it's kind of like the Combine and the Hunted free-for-all and on every other game mode map rotation, which is just bad. So I really do hope they bring back Exodus before the map pack Awakening is actually released, because I want to play it a few times before I actually start grinding those new maps as well. But yeah guys, that is the end of this video. As you guys saw, I got 11,000 score. Leave a like down below for that for sure. Subscribe for more. Leave your opinions as well on the deathmatch scenario. And thank you for watching. As always, peace out.